the Aussie! Oi, oi, oi!
And just look away from me and kind of ignore me just for a second, like look off. And then whenever you're ready, come on back. Yeah, nice, nice.
When Levi's traveling with business, he's spending most of his time in boardrooms. When I heard that you could climb the Harbour Bridge, it was just something that I thought we had to do. You gotta take a little bit of time out from the busy work schedule. I heard it was the #1 thing to do when you come to Sydney.
There's a lot of corporate conferences that take the Sydney Bridge climb. It's a real team building exercise. It allows people to get out of the office, do something different, and just have some fun. They've had 2.5 million people travel over it. The Sydney Bridge and the Opera House make a perfect marriage in the skyline, and it's really what people recognize Sydney for.
Well, the bridge climb was the brainchild of Paul Cave, who came up with the idea that people should be able to climb the bridge, and it took him 10 years to get it going. Now, what happened was the government gave them 62 reasons for why they will never, ever climb the Sydney Harbour Bridge. So we had to come up with 62 answers of why, yes, we will.
You have a breathalyzer right when you get there, so do not go for a couple of drinks before you head down there.
Going up the bridge, I saw all these amazing photos that I would have loved to have taken, but I didn't have my camera, because they don't allow you to take anything up but yourself. There's one spot, you look down, and all you see is the ocean below you, very far below you, and it gave me nervous toes.
The harbour is really why Sydney is so beautiful. This is the largest natural harbour in the world.
Really?
We have yeah. This is considered a flooded valley.
Yeah.
Because a million years ago, this was actually empty. This harbour didn't exist.
Wow.
It was just a valley. And look at that. This is what we're all about. Sydney is a great big city, and you know, a lot of people compare it to London and New York. We don't have the similar hustle and bustle, because even though we work just as hard and we do all the late hours, we look out the window and we see that. We feel better. When they built the Sydney Opera House, they actually did the math and they cut the height of the Opera House in half of the bridge. So when you see all those photos and you actually see that the Opera House and the bridge just kind of licks the top of it as it's going up, that was completely planned. Yeah.
Oh,
wow. They planned that. They went, you know, I think we might have something special. We built this bridge in 1932 during the Depression, and we built the arches coming towards each other, so every day when they'd build another section, they'd have to come on up further, so most of the people would actually just come on up and stay. So think of everything that you need to leave your desk for.
Yeah.
They used to do it all up here.
Wow.
You have to be organized.
Yeah, you'd have to be really organised and inventive.
Yeah.
And a lot of people on this arch would probably look up a little bit more often. This bridge was built to pretty much kill the ferry industry. As we started construction, they had a very bad accident with a passenger liner and one of the kids' ferries, and they lost a lot of school children. And it was that was just further cementing, yes, get this bridge built, because it's just too hard.
She told us so much information, and they said something like 200,000 cars a day go over that bridge. It was really neat being on top of the bridge and then just looking down and seeing all the cars, but visualizing, say, you know, 80 years ago, what would have been going over that bridge.
When we opened the bridge, most people still didn't have a car. Like, there were still horse and carts going across the bridge. People used to herd their sheep and cattle across the Sydney Harbour Bridge. I love that idea. You're driving across the bridge and all of a sudden you're surrounded by sheep on the Sydney Harbour Bridge. Yes.
The workers that originally constructed it, they had no safety harness. So you're walking across these steel slats, and if you were afraid of heights, then that wouldn't have been the job for you.
What they did, they actually walked, you see the way it's an outside steel track? Yep. And then it's joined, they actually follow the track. And just that little bit of balance when you've got no safety, you'd feel it.
It'd be pretty scary when the wind picked up a bit.
Oh, I don't know where that came from, and there's my hat. They built this bridge so well that when the arches actually joined, only 5 people were here to witness it. And then when it was actually ready, it basically went, okay, I'm home now, all good.
There's not that many stairs. It's not that hard to climb, but when you got to the top, it was liberating. You felt really free.
This is the top of the Sydney Harbour Bridge. Yay! Woo!
So having the bridge climb as a business, I can't imagine it was easy to set up.
This was pretty much basically inventing the wheel. No one had ever done it before, so they needed to travel around and actually see the best way to come up with this plan, that the safety is covered, the experience is perfect, and now we are one of the biggest tourist attractions. I personally think we're the biggest tourist attraction of climbing. Everyone wants to climb the Sydney Harbour Bridge.
You can see why. I mean, it's beautiful up here.
Let's see what's going on during Australia Day.
Put another shrimp on the barbie.
Good day, mate.
Ripper Beauty tops. Cool, man, you know, and all this, that's all Australian.